He was waving at you, and I didn't wave at you.
He was waving at me. I was going to wave to you.
It'd be a different chance.
Yeah, that's right. Why would he wave at me? All right. We'll go ahead and call our meeting to order tonight, and we'll start with an invocation from Kenan Smith. Thank you for coming, Kenan.
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for a beautiful day, and we thank you for our city. We ask, oh God, that you would keep us safe, each and every one of us. Those that work for our city, those that work in our city, those that live here. Watch over us, oh God. May we work together to help one another to make the best decisions for all of us. We just give you thanks and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, start with a roll call.
Mayor Jeff Phillips.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Shelby here. Council members Russ Overton.
Here.
Kevin Arnold.
Here.
Noah Weiser. Here. Jeff Rayburn.
Here.
And Ernest Watson Jr.
Here.
City Attorney Todd Sammons.
Here.
Building Commissioner Jacob Hall.
Here.
Cemetery Caretaker Joe Eppinger. Absent. Fire Chief Kenny Hahn.
Here.
Police Chief Matt Anderson.
Here.
Utility Office Manager Heather Smart. Here. Manager of Electric Operations Heath Malone.
Here.
Park Superintendent Heather Hall. Here. Street Water Sewer Sanitation Superintendent Bryce Black.
Here.
Gas Superintendent Todd Wilson.
Here.
And Assistant Superintendent Josh Eldridge.
Here. All right. Council, you reported the minutes of our last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes of our last meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, council. Next is our spot for citizens' comments. I assume that someone from our crowd wants to address the council. This would be the time to do so. I don't know if you have one or everybody wants to speak. If everybody wants to speak, we usually limit it to around 3 minutes for you to get your point across. Or if you'd like to have one person speak for the group, we'll try to afford some more time than 3 minutes. So do you know who wants to talk? Well, come on up.
Thank you for your time. My name is Malone. I'm owner and operator of Front Street Place, located in the city parking lot along Front Street and the river there. I am here on behalf of several small businesses requesting that we get some help troubleshooting Little Cousin Jasper Festival. Front Street Place, it's a home for 11 different businesses. I'll just go through the timeline as quickly as possible, and I do have a copy of everything I'm talking about, so if you guys want a copy, I'm more than happy to leave them here. At the end of 2022, I was given a courtesy call by a Little Cousin Jasper committee member asking for thoughts and if they would be welcome to relocate the festival to Potawatomi Park during the restoration of the brick roads around the courthouse for the 2023 Little Cousin Jasper. This committee member also stressed the brick roads may not be done by 2024 and they may need to stay at Potawatomi Park for 2 years. The brick roads were complete, but for some reason the Little Cousin Jasper continues to be located at Potawatomi Park. It's continuing to grow, which is great, but it has given a little bit of a concern for several businesses within Front Street Place. On September 18th, 2025, I requested a face-to-face meeting with that same Little Cousin Jasper committee member who originally called me back in 2022. The meeting took place and I listed my concerns and a topic of interest, which my first concern was the closure of Front Street because the location of Little Cousin Jasper continuing to be held there at Potawatomi Park causes, as you guys know, closure of Front Street and any eligible parking for all of our customers, not just our handicap customers, but everybody, especially during the work week, not just during the actual festival. And then my second concern was that the date of the festival immediately following a holiday weekend with Labor Day. So I just addressed, with Labor Day weekend being right in front of that, our doors or our street it's basically dead for 9 days. So it's a concern getting people in and out in that short amount of span before they need to shut the streets back down. So during that meeting, 2 main questions I asked is about the location, and I asked, is the location of Little Cousin Jasper going to be staying at Potawatomi Park for 2026? The answer was unhesitantly yes. Does the Little Cousin Jasper date have to remain directly following Labor Day weekend? The answer, again, was unhesitantly yes. At the conclusion of this meeting, this committee member stated that they would be bringing these issues to a Little Cousin Jasper committee meeting that same night on September 18th, and I requested a follow-up on that. I never received a follow-up, so I reached out via text on October 2nd and asked what the results were from that committee meeting. This member answered back via text advising that I attend a city council meeting as well as a Little Cousin Jasper committee meeting to address these questions again. In the meantime, it has been brought to my attention that several businesses on the courthouse square are wishing for the Little Cousin Jasper to return to its traditional location around the courthouse, as significantly decreased foot traffic and sales they need, especially following an already slow holiday weekend. I have a letter here signed by several businesses that is asking for the city council to request consideration to move Little Cousin Jasper back to its original location at the courthouse, and I will leave that here. In closure on my part, I just want to say the history of Little Cousin Jasper Festival is to take time to recognize Jasper County and all it has to offer. It makes so much sense to do that around the beautiful courthouse and on the brick streets that have so much money that has been utilized to restore. They're beautiful and should be something that we showcase. Phillips Park being tied into that is still a great opportunity with festival going on in a more centrally located area of town. The Jasper County Economic Development will have their new Welcome Center up and open by 2026, and they will be there and open to greet, educate, direct people to all the amenities Jasper County has to offer. On behalf of all small businesses here, thank you to everyone who works countless hours to make the Little Cousin Jasper as successful as it is, and thank everyone in the community for their support towards all small businesses' growth and sustainability. That's all I have. Do you guys want copies of these?
If you want to leave me one copy, I'll give it to all the council if you'd
Sure.
like. Lynn,
And then here's the letter as well.
from the sign
Yeah.
other businesses. Thank you. Anybody else that would like to address?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Arnold. My husband and I, Jason, are the owner of Brick Street Ice Cream. I'm asking for support in helping moving Little Cousin Jasper back to the courthouse square because when it's been held downtown, it's made a real difference for local businesses. The crowds brought energy and life to downtown. People stopped in our shops, grabbed food or coffee, or discovered what our town has to offer. People stopped in our shops, often creating new customers and creating dollars in our local economy. For many of us, the weekend helped carry us through slower months. Since the move away from town, the foot traffic and the economical bust has disappeared. What used to be one of the best weekends has become one of the quietest, and I personally can say that we were extremely slow that weekend. Our small businesses are the foundation of our community. We invest here, we hire here, and we give back here. Bringing the festival back to the square would reconnect visitors with the downtown, strengthen the local economy that supports everyone. I do appreciate the time and effort and commitment Little Cousin Jasper Committee puts into organizing the festival each year. I know it takes a great deal of planning and dedication to make it successful, and our community truly appreciates their hard work. But I believe it's time to work together and do what's best for the community as a whole. I thank you for considering what this change would mean, not only for business owners like me, but for the long-term health and vitality of the entire town. Thank you.
Jennifer, you got anything in writing that you want me to get to the council? I'd be happy to make copies for them. Okay. Anyone else want to speak on behalf of the businesses? If not, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. You may or may not be aware that we are looking to increase the farmers market beautification with a pavilion. So maybe you do have something that are bringing us to make a different decision in the future. I don't know when that will be completed, but we'll work hard to make sure that pavilion comes out really nice. And maybe we can consider those options then. But thank you guys. Appreciate it. Anyone else from the council want to address it?
Just thank you to them for bringing their needs before council, so we're aware of what people are thinking. So I think it's important to take that in consideration for our small businesses. I do know when it was downtown on the square too, that there were some businesses that were affected with the streets being closed then as well. But I understand the need to want to bring them back to the core of the city, so I think it's something to consider.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, the dates, right after, they wouldn't talk to you about changing the dates at all?
No, do I stand up there to answer your question?
No.
When I asked this Little Cousin Jasper committee member that question, if the dates are hard set, she said because they're on a festival listing and a lot of festivals work together so that they're not overlapping, they have no ability to move their date. And furthermore, she already has vendors and whatnot locked in for 2026. That's what she said.
All right. Now we were ready to move on to our public hearing, which is ordinance 21-2025, the 2026 budget. I'll turn it over to you, Shelby.
So I'm about to read a lot of numbers off.
We need to close our regular meeting.
Oh, yeah. you
Let the crowd leave it.
that.
I'll make a motion to close the regular meeting and open public hearing for ordinance 21-2025. Second.
All right. Got a motion and a second to close regular hearing and open up a public hearing on ordinance 21-2025.
Okay, so I just want to start out, I sent out the ordinance Thursday or Friday. We've actually made 2 cuts from what has been sent out. So in the general fund, there was a cut of $68,026, so that new total would be $4,297,104 in the general fund, which encompasses most departments, all but utilities. And another cut within the redevelopment general fund of $36,341, resulting in a budget of $9,500.
Where specifically were those cuts, or was it a total of multiple cuts?
Those were personnel cuts. So we had someone leave the city that was looking at a different way of doing salaries next year. So this kind of fixes how it's done currently. It's a little convoluted,
Okay.
but I put in the budget what was requested. Now I'm just going back to how we have traditionally done it.
And those numbers are back into the,
Yes, they got added back into the general fund, but it's still a reflection of
we were talking about the other day.
$68,000.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Casino Riverboat, a budget of $35,000. Debt payment, $111,163. Local income tax, $854,113. Local road and street, $59,485. Motor vehicle highway, and this is restricted and unrestricted combined, $612,875. Law enforcement continuing education, $10,000. Cumulative capital improvement, $26,000. Cumulative capital development, $251,146,000. Economic development income tax, $311,000, for a total of all budgets combined, $6,567,886.
I want to thank your office for putting this all together. It's not easy, specifically this year. Our superintendents also had to sharpen their pencils to make sure we could get down and ready for Senate Enroll Act number 1, which will take effect next year. So thank you for all the superintendent's hard work, as well as the clerk's office for getting that done. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I would just say our general fund estimated budget for 2026 is less than current year, so I think that's always a good thing to point out.
All right.
Are there any public comments?
Hearing no public comments, do we want to close the public hearing and open our regular meeting?
I make the motion to close the public hearing.
We had a motion, a second, to close the public hearing and open our regular meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, thank you, council. We'll start off with the agenda, which is ordinance 18-2025, electric manual reading rates, second reading. Heath, is there anything you want to add to this?
No, everything's going to be the same. It'll be $50 per month for residential rates. If they don't want an AMI meter, it'll be $75 a month for commercial, and they still have to pay for the meter up front.
So you have just a handful of people, or is it?
Right now, we have 2 residents that I know of and 1 commercial business.
Assuming this is our second reading, Attorney Salmons, I assume we want to pass this one tonight?
Yeah, you can move to adopt it if someone wishes to.
I'll make a motion
to approve ordinance 18-2025.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve ordinance 18-2025, our electric manual reading rates. All those, is there any further discussion, I should say? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Next is ordinance number 19-2025, the second reading for the fees and copy records documents. I don't know if Shelby or Matt want to address that.
I will just say I have no further comments from what I stated for the first reading.
I guess I'll follow Shelby's lead unless there's any questions.
Mainly, we're dealing with a lot of video requests now.
Video request, and the software, which I'll mention. Redacting software that comes along with it, with our new body cams, and the cost for doing the old videos that we have. It's time consuming. And the current fee of $10 is way low for the effort that's invested into it.
Okay, any questions for Shelby or Chief?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 19-2025.
Been a motion and a second to approve ordinance 19-2025 on our second reading. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Next is ordinance 22-2025, the amendment to original ordinance 13-2025, the Dora establishment, contact with the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission. They didn't like the addition to being added on as Exhibit A and Exhibit B. They wanted it written actually into the ordinance, and then they also wanted a line added on page 4, I think. Page 4 under section 18, where common council finds this downtown designated outdoor refreshment area is consistent with the zoning code. So those were the changes that the Alcohol Tobacco Commission requested. And I'll be happy to try to answer any questions that I can.
So they're satisfied now?
So there's like 2 or 3 down there that I don't know if it's going between desks or what, but it was a little frustrating because we went right off of what someone else had done prior to us, and one guy didn't like it. So I think they're satisfied now. Yeah.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to waive the rules to pass this time.
Is there a second? Second. All right, there's been a motion to waive the rules on the first reading. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. So now we need to pass the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 22-2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, council, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, council. We will start moving forward after the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission approves it. And thank you, Kenan, for your group sitting in and listening to it. All right, next is salary ordinance 23-2025.
This is just the first reading. I want to let superintendents know I sent you back out a proper salary ordinance with the 2% raise in there. So this is just the first reading. We added the items that we discussed at the last meeting. So superintendents, please double check that our math is mathing with your math, that we got everything added that you thought should be in there, nothing crazy stands out. And we'll pass it at the next meeting. Same with all of you. If you see something in there, let me know if you have any questions.
All right. Any further discussion? All right. Next will be resolution 29-2025, the electric tracker. Heath, you're on.
Thank you, Mayor. The electric tracker shows an increase of 0.001493 per kilowatt hour. That's about $1.49 increase for every 1,000 kilowatts. Rensselaer averages households about 700 kilowatts, so it would be an increase of about $1.05 a month.
Make a motion to approve resolution 29-2025.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve resolution 29-2025, the electric tracker. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Next is our gas tracker, resolution 31-2025. Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The tracker of 0.0438 is a decrease of 4 cents per 100 cubic feet.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 31-2025.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve resolution 31-2025, our gas tracker. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carries. Thank you, council. Resolution 32-2025 is missing an item, so I'm going to ask that we table that for our next meeting. Do I need a motion for that? I don't assume so, Todd. We're just going to table it until next meeting.
Yeah, it's a resolution, you really don't have to, but
It would be,
maybe the formality of it.
All right.
I'll make a motion to table. That agenda item, resolution 32-2025.
Thanks, sir. And Russ, you seconded it?
Yes.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. I'll make sure it's in there next time. Resolution 33-2025 is a transfer of funds. Shelby?
A couple of requests for transfers within the mayor's office, a total of $2,500, within the fire department, $4,000, within the parks department, $150, for a total within the general fund of $6,650, and a transfer within NVH unrestricted for a total of $2,000.
Make a motion to approve resolution 33-2025.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve resolution 33-2025, transfer of funds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, council. Next is our online software, Civic Plus, Civic Rec.
Thank you, Mayor. So I sent information related to some software that I'd like to utilize in the Parks Department to help our park patrons better access information related to registrations, pool passes, reservations, etc. I sent you a demo. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that. Also, the quote that I received from Civic Plus, as well as information related to reviews about this software. So I am looking to get your permission to move forward in pursuing the implementation of the software to be utilized in our Parks Department going forward. We did, in our discussions with the steering committee very recently, talk about some of the input that we got from our park patrons through our community surveys and things like that. And online services, that's something that our patrons are saying that they want. They want to be able to better access information related to our Parks Department. So we can have a link to this software package on the city website, the park website, Jasper County Economic Development, you name it, Jasper Newton Foundation, all of those partners that we have, so people could access the information about all of our events in one location. I feel like this would help us to reach our folks. It's very challenging these days to get information out about what's going on, and if we could get our patrons directed to this, I think we'd have a lot of success, and I think that they would like the ease of use of this tool. I did have a conversation with the Logansport Park Director, and they utilize the software and have been satisfied with what this allows them to do. So I'm just asking for permission to help take us into the 21st century here in 2025.
So the beginning of it is going to cost around $10,000 to do everything, right?
Yes, correct.
And you have that money available to get that started?
Do have money that I can utilize in other funds to do this. So yes. What I'm looking to do is, so the first year, it's going to be far more expensive than it will moving forward. The annual cost moving forward will be about $3,500, and we should expect incremental increases over time
in the 35, the park board and park department, is the park board helping out on?
Yes, we're really helping out, and we discussed this last week at a park board meeting. So there's assistance there. And I have Parks for People funding that I could put towards this. The remainder of those funds were donated to the Parks Department at this time. So there's funding to get this job done and provide the service to our folks.
So we approved this with the park board at the last meeting.
Well, I understand,
From the park.
yeah, I understand the need, because, people just don't like to pick up a piece of paper and say, okay, oh, I forgot to tell you.
Some still will.
Well, I would much rather have some of them than the majority of them. And plus, it's showing that not just us, though. It's the events that are going on is going to reach more people.
I think that will reach more people.
And I do too. So.
And what I like about it too, a person can be sitting home on their couch and go online and think about, okay, I want to reserve our family reunion for August 2026. Is that available? They can look up in real time and know about availability of any of our facilities. We can share all the amenities at each park. We can put maps on the site so we can show our patrons, what shelters are near what amenities in parks and things like that. So I think it will be a really user-friendly tool and provide information in real time to our people who are using our parks.
People can get on there and see when the Little Cousin Jasper Festival is.
Yes.
Let's register for soccer and baseball.
All that.
Yeah, like they can upload health forms, put in their t-shirt size. I mean, there's so many things we can do with this.
Yeah, I can, sorry, go ahead.
Can for those that are not on technology, I'm sure there are people out there, will people still be able to reserve shelters for things, or does it all have to be online? Will we have an avenue for that?
We'll have an avenue for that. And what was suggested to me from the park director from another community was that you could bring those people into the office and help them register online, or we can do things over the phone too as we need to. But I know there will be some growing pains with this, and I think there will be some reluctance by some maybe to do it online themselves. So we'll still assist with those types of reservations moving forward. But I think this would really cut down on the time that we spend in the office taking calls, returning emails, all of those things, and allow us to be up and available and accessible and doing other things with our public than just doing these, tasks that could be done on a computer.
I definitely see a need for this. I mean, in this day and age, for technologies, it's time that our Parks Department gets there. But your plan moving forward is for the annual recurring cost for that to come out of the city park budget?
That is the current plan.
But and I'm looking at it from the business perspective, because that's my experience. But so the revenue generated from hall rentals, baseball teams, all the money that would come in would go to Parks Corporation, and that's how it would be administered that way. Shouldn't they take some of this cost?
Well, they will be having a significant in paying for the startup costs of this project.
Well, I understand that, but I'm talking about the recurring after the first year.
We could make it that way. I like the idea of it being in the city budget because it's a reliable, sustainable.
And that's the one thing that came up in the park meeting. You may or may not know how much is going to come into the park corporation year to year. We know if we're consistently going to budget within the city budget, we know that it's going to be covered in that direction. So that was one of the things, some of the uncertainties aligned with the great question.
Yeah, I do think after that, we can go after, I don't make it sound like I'm going after them, but the park board to do other things with the money that's coming in, that you would normally cover, but maybe they can cover some of that stuff to offset what you're doing with the budget.
Also, probably saving money in power and just being more efficient.
to find a way to be more efficient when we're in the office. And this, I think, is a tool that can help us do that.
You know, I think sometimes you just gotta try something.
So we just need a
I'll make the motion.
All right. Got a motion and a second to allow Superintendent Hall to move forward the online software Civics Plus, Civics Rec. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is our electric department truck quotes. Heath?
Thank you, Mayor. We were looking at replacing one of the trucks in the meter department. We've got quotes from 3 different places, Fieldhouse, Curry, and Butte-Wine. Butte-Wine came back with the cheapest. I had them quote 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive trucks. And since it's only $2,000 more for a 4-wheel drive, we do a lot of things in the winter. So 2-wheel drive. I'd like to get permission to move forward with ordering that truck for 2026.
Would you mind saying the price?
$42,631 for the 4-wheel drive, F-150.
That's a pretty good price.
It is.
I just looked at this, been looking at it, that's a really good price.
I would like to say thank you for looking at the XL Super Cab, not the big fancy XLT Lariat, leather seats and all the options. It's a work truck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay, I got a crazy question to go along with that. Could you put a blade on that?
We could, being an F-150, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd say we put it on our Super Duty that we already have down at the line department.
Always thinking about what else we can use those trucks for. If you don't think it'll work, I have to ask.
Are we gonna keep the maroon pickup truck?
No, we will definitely be getting rid of that one.
Sure.
Are you gonna trade it in?
I think we'll put it on municipal.
I think that means that we can do that. Yeah. I know we didn't talk about municipal. I think we can get some money back for it since it's going directly back to the electric instead of the way the police has to do certain things. So,
You know, 4-wheel drive, we could drive around and pick up employees when it's done.
Stuff like that.
all right, Council.
More comments, I can't get to work, but no, well.
Any motion for him to go get it for 2026?
Yes.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to allow Superintendent Malone 4-wheel drive for $42,631. Right.
Is it readily available? I mean,
I think you pick it up in January, you said?
oh, January?
Yeah, they told me it could possibly be February. I hope I don't have the same luck that our street department had, but they beat everybody else's price so good, and we're not in dire need of it.
Yeah.
So if we have to wait,
You
it's okay.
Still got red with you, so.
I still got red.
So can we ride that red for another 2 years or something?
I'll drive it. You know I will.
Oh, please don't. So, there's been a motion and a second to allow that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council, for that healthy discussion. Next is the trick-or-treating hour is set, asking council's permission to set it for October 31st from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Chief, any other comments?
Is there a reason why we don't go to 8 o'clock? I had a couple people ask.
Most of them ran out by 8 o'clock, so I had some people approach me saying, why the last half hour? Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Someone want to make a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Yeah. Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve trick-or-treat hours from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on October 31st. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. American Legion contribution. I assume we wanted to take that out of
Public relations?
public relations funding. It was up to $750, I thought.
That's a good amount. That we did last year?
That's what
That's
we
what it
did.
was?
I think that's what it was. I'd be happy to listen to a motion.
Make a motion to approve up to $750 for the American Legion.
American Legion Thanksgiving Dinner.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Their contribution.
Second.
All right, been a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Next is our claims approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, and one abstention. All right, I don't have any unfinished business or committee reports, unless council does. Moving to administrative comments. We attended the INVA meeting, or the INVA commissioner meeting this last month. We will see a slight increase in our utility, our electric utility, but it is far below what other competing companies are going to. And I've asked when they confirm it at the end of this meeting, I think it's October 31st, our next meeting, that we advertise it also. It's that much less than what other people are going to pay. So I'm very proud of what they're doing there and our people for keeping our rates the way they are. So I just wanted to mention that. I also want to wish everybody happy Columbus Day and a big shout out to everybody who had a hand in the pickleball courts. As I drove by yesterday, only one of them was empty. I mean, there was a lot of people out there utilizing the new pickleball courts. It was nice to see an idea become a final finished product. So thank you for all your hard work. For everybody, Stace, I don't remember if you, I'm pretty sure you had something in it. I know Glenn Alley was trying to help us with it. Well, we had a lot of help with that, and I certainly appreciate all those who did it. And that's all I have. I'll turn it over to Shelby.
I just want to thank the superintendents for staying on board with timekeeping, getting it done. Payroll was processed for the first time, no major issues. So I hope it's smooth sailing going forward.
21st century. That's 21st century stuff. Right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Mr. Watson.
I've asked enough questions. I'm done.
I just updated the council too. We asked the superintendents on the utility side of things to start with the budget for next year on the utilities also. So we've seen some positive movement in that direction also. Sorry, Mr. Rayburn.
Just like to give a shout out and thank the Parks Department for the golf outing. I thought it did great. I want to steal Heather's thunder, and I know she's going to talk about it, but yeah, you picked great weather and really good day.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Ms. Weiser.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
Mr. Armold.
The only thing I have is late last week I made some rounds with the mayor's office, the clerk's office, and a few superintendents and asked some budget questions, and everybody got right with me and answered my questions, and it's all good, so thank you for that.
Well, thanks for asking the questions. Russ, anything from you?
I just want to thank everybody for sending cards and stuff like that in through the mail and coming to the funeral for my son, Jameson Charles. I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to say much. I'm going to tear up here. So thank you for coming. I appreciate all the phone calls, all the visitations, knocking on the door. We've been really busy, but just shows you a community like ours gets together and supports a lot of people. So thank you for that very much.
All right. At some point, superintendent, since we're all in the same room, we will discuss the Little Cousin Jasper stuff and look for what ways we can improve in the future. I mean, we have got a lot of other big plans in the works, but hopefully there's something in there that we can find that will help us make it easier for everybody to enjoy. All right. We'll start now, unless there's any other administrative comments. You see how I'm stalling, Todd? All right. Now we'll start with superintendent's reports. Let's start off with Todd Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. USDI is up here, so we are starting to work on the 65 project in M114 on extending the gas line there. The guys we have the main end done on North Scott and Merritt for the houses that are for small businesses or houses that are going in over there. That's in and hot. And next week, starting on the south side of town, south of Washington South,
we have a leak survey going on, so there will be some guys from USDI walking around, and each year we do that. We check a different part of town, and they're checking for underground leaks, and they're checking for meters to see if there's any leaks that done, and then they give us a list, and then we fix them after that is done. So if you go west of town right now, you're gonna see us out there working.
And you're gonna put something out about the leak,
We're gonna put it on, we'll put it on Reach, and then we're gonna,
good.
we're gonna contact Russ at the radio station and put it on there, and then if Harley wants to put it in the paper, and then Monday, we'll call dispatch and then remind, so when they start getting phone calls of why people are walking through people's backyards, they can say that. And they'll have identification on that that they're USDI.
Good. Good. Anything else?
That's it.
Wow. Superintendent Hall.
I want to thank everyone for their support of our first annual golf outing. We had 96 golfers, 62 hole sponsors. Wow. We made a profit of $12,000 from that event. So we are definitely moving into the golf outing mode. I've already set the date for next year, so we're going to go for it again. It was a great day, and again, those things don't happen without the support of many people who make it all happen. So thank you, everybody who participated in any way. We have a couple of events coming up at the end of October. We have a glow disc tourney on October 30th, and we have a Boo Bash October 31st. We'll be hosting trick-or-treaters at Filson Park that evening, and then at dusk we'll show the movie Beetlejuice. We're having a showing of Hamilton in Filson Park, and we have some other things planned for that showing. We are also having a suitcase party at the depot, and I'll be talking more about that as the time nears, and that event is set for November the 8th. We're going to begin our pool process, or the maintenance procedures that need to happen at end of season this week. So we'll be battening down the hatches and locking that facility up for next year. And I'm really, really happy about the pickleball project being complete. There were so many people that contributed in many ways, and that's how we get things done. It's a lovely, lovely facility, and it's really wonderful to go by and see people using those parks, or those courts. So thank you to everybody who assisted with that as well.
All right, any questions for Heather? Josh, you're up next.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have to talk about tonight is we met with Lockmuir last Wednesday regarding community crossings for 2026. We received our cost estimates, and we are moving forward with the application process that is due at the end. So I'll have more information at that time.
Any questions? Bryce, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. We took delivery of the sanitary sewer structures today for the 7th Street project. Scheduled to take delivery of the storm structures tomorrow. We'll do some setup and staking of our own tomorrow with hopes to start putting pipe in the ground Wednesday for the sanitary. As Todd mentioned, gas work has started, but Gatlin continues to put pipe in the ground. They are working on the east side of the interstate currently, coordinating their directional drilling in the bore and jack under the interstate. There's some settlement monitoring that needs to happen on I-65, so they're coordinating that with NDOT and their traffic control. And then the long-term control plan, Division 3, Visu Sewer is scheduled to mobilize next Monday to begin lining the Melville Sewer, with the wastewater plant still on track for November mobilization there. And then one final thing, just wanted to update council. Nathan Kaufman, Caleb Young, and Ryan Ritter all successfully passed their water audit validation exams. So they were all now certified water audit validators. We have to submit a validated audit every other year with a non-validation, the in-between years. And then Caleb and Ryan are actively preparing for their wastewater class 3 exams, with Nathan Kaufman scheduled to begin his water apprenticeship January 1 of 2026. And that's all I have this evening.
Hats off to them.
Yeah.
Is that meeting back on for the long-term control?
For the 65.
Okay.
For the I-65.
Yeah, I thought it was, all right. The other question, would you like to prepare something for the 7th Street stuff for council to look at next meeting to see about tap fees?
Yes.
And try to encourage growth in the area. If that's all right, council will we'll start looking at that. Okay. I will bring it up then at the next council meeting. That's all right. Anything else, Bryce?
That's it this evening.
Any questions for Bryce? Heath, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to report our substation materials are in the newspaper. They're listed. As soon as that listing stops, we're going to get volume this a bit. So we'll see what comes from that. We'll be happy to get some of that stuff gone. Some of the things in there, the breakers, we were going to try to keep and utilize when we upgrade to your substation. So we have a pretty good list of what we can get rid of and what we're going to keep. I'll keep you up to date as that comes along. We're going to keep moving forward with pole replacements. Something that's been talked about for several years. There's a lot of old poles in town. The line guys are doing a great job of identifying what poles need to be done. So we're going to keep moving forward with that. It's probably going to be the next couple of years. Try not to overload them. Do a couple poles a week. It just depends how the workload is. We'll keep moving forward with that. Our FR clothing allowance is something I have been looking at for quite some time. It has not been looked at since 2018. When I started looking up, on average, what we buy, it's really behind on where we need to be. Right now, we get $1,400 every 3 years. And if you look at a pair of FR pants are $95, shirts are $45, long sleeve shirts $59. And then if you look at coats and bibs, they should last more than a year. You should get 3 years out of those anyways. And then boots. I'm looking at FR pants, 5 pairs, shirts, 5 pairs, or 5 shirts, long sleeve tees, 5, and then you start adding your coat, your bibs, your boots. You're already at $1,900 with just that. And really, those clothing is only a week's worth. So I'm looking at if I can get permission to move that up to basically $3,000 every 3 years, but I'd like to call it $1,000 every year just so we have a limitation on that, January 1 to January 1. I've seen guys working in jeans that have holes in them, tears, rips, and we just can't have that in the electrical field if something happens. So I'd like to see if I can get permission to increase our FR clothing allowance. I think it's just best for safety.
Yeah, I think we should, and then it's part of the salary ordinance, I believe.
Yeah.
So definitely
When I
need your,
talked today about whatever you guys decide, I'll update it, what I've got.
Something I forgot to mention in that was, what I wrote up was, if we have a new hire, the first year, loading them up and allowing them $2,000 the first year, the $1,000 won't go very far. $2,000 actually doesn't go that far, but we can get them started with that.
the only question, and I know we've talked about this in the past, is I'd really like to see something that says City of Rensselaer on, so like what you're wearing there, yes, that looks very nice. But something like that, that our guys can again take pride in. They do such a fantastic job, they should be definitely taking pride in, and definitely the city should be the one that's proud to have those guys work for the City of Rensselaer.
And if we increase the allowance for that, we can make it to where it's basically required. Because what I have on here is FR thread, FR backing. It's all rated for everything safety-wise. So if we move forward with it, we could just require that that goes on all the stuff. Because it looks more professional. I've had calls where somebody said there's a weird guy in my backyard knocking on the door, and I had to go talk to him.
It wasn't you? A little meter reader gets the calls here. There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
With the logo requirement? With the logo requirement on there. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right. Thank you, Council. Let's move forward then.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. In the last 2 years, we have went from 8 linemen to 6.
Oh.
And I believe it's time that we advertise and look at adding another lineman. We can advertise for a journeyman, we can advertise for apprentice. I really think it'll be apprentice again, somebody we can move up through the system. It gives us a safety net. These guys are strapped at times when it comes to being gone on the weekends. If we have a pole get hit, it's a minimum of 4 guys. And when you have 6, you never know what's going to happen. We had an incident where there were some people at weddings, I've had to go be a groundman before in the middle of the night, which I don't have a problem with, but I am not trained personally to get up in there and help those guys. So I think it gives us a safety net if we just replenish one of the two we lost. So I'd like permission to start advertising and try to hire a lineman for next year.
So you're not talking going back to 8, you're talking 6 to 7?
Yeah, just one.
Your budget should support that, correct?
With that?
Your budget should support that, correct?
Absolutely. I've already put it into the line salary budget. We haven't turned it in yet, but yeah, there's not a problem with that at all. We've had such a decrease with Joel Roper leaving there, and over the last 2 years, losing 2 linemen, it's easy to replace with the budget.
No, I think it's a good idea to have that. Well, starting off as a grounds person, I think that's a good idea. So I make the motion that we can start next year with that 70%.
Nice thing is we can go right out here and hand out application. Okay, got a motion, is there a second? Got a motion, second, allow you to go look for a 7th person for lineman. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you, council. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Got Todd squirming over there. Chief Hahn.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been a busy last 2 weeks, but this Wednesday we'll be recertifying all fire hose. It's about 3,000, almost 4,000 feet of hose. It has to be recertified. Asking council's help, or everybody's help for that matter. We're still under a burn ban. We will be till at least Friday. I suspect that probably will get extended unless we get some rain, significant rain. But we're having a lot of issues right now throughout the county, and whatever you can do to help the word out, please not do any burning. It'd be greatly appreciated. Other than that, I got 4 instructors that should be hopefully done Wednesday night with their certification of NFPA 1403 live fire instructor. So that's been a requirement by the state, and hopefully by this Wednesday night, all 4 of us can pass and have that out of our hair finally. So, I'll entertain any questions.
Still looking for firemen, aren't you? Still looking for firemen?
Yes, Russ, but I'm afraid there's a tad bit old, but we'll find a spot.
Too old.
Yeah, we could use, I would like to have at least 10 more, but we're not getting them.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Okay.
Jacob Hall's here for his first council meeting. Jacob, from the Building Commissioner's Office, anything you'd like to say to the council at this point?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I don't have too much to report apart from I've been settling into the responsibilities of the job, learning how to approve permits, learning about the inspection process, learning the various codes and ordinances. We've been working on a couple of properties through the unsafe building process or through the Redevelopment Commission. We got approval at the previous Redevelopment Commission meeting to move forward with the purchase of 470 North Cullen. That's the old cleaners there on the corner. So hopefully we can move forward on that quickly. I think we're still waiting to hear back from Mr. Otten on the purchase agreement. But as soon as that's signed and approved, we can move forward with the demolition. There's a couple of other properties like that that we're working on. Dealing with an issue right now with the Pizza Hut sidewalk, the sidewalk in front there along College. As I'm sure if you've attempted to walk down it, is in very poor condition, but I've been in touch with the Regency, and they seem to be cooperating moving forward, and we're going to get that fixed.
That'd be huge.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they continue to follow through on that. And apart from that, I just want to thank my colleagues here, especially Heath and Bryce, who've been a big resource to me, learning the ins and outs of the job, as well as Kevin, my liaison on the City Council, and my secretary, Crystal. And I don't have anything else to report. Are there any questions?
Can we have a ribbon cutting at 470 before it gets going?
I don't know about that, maybe that can be arranged.
Something close to that.
I'm as excited as you are. Finally see you.
I doubt it.
Well, for basically my entire life, I cannot remember a time when that building was not dilapidated.
Been there forever. Seems like. All right. Thank you, Jacob, and congratulations on your position.
Yes.
Thank you.
Heather, smart.
The Rensselaer Urban Forestry Council is having a community meeting this Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m. at Embers. The meeting is to go over the results of the tree inventory that was done as part of the grant that we received. And so there's going to be food, drinks, door prizes, must be present to win. And the grand prize is a tree. Thank you for that. A tree will be planted for the grand prize winner. So if you're available, please attend. At the utility office, busy working on the USDA-RD semi-annual report. So that will be presented to council sometime in November. State Board of Accounts, one of the things that's been in the last couple of audits has been our capital assets. And so we are continuing to work on those. Everything is entered in and current to date, but we're doing more of the cleanup process of finding and removing anything that is no longer in service. And starting to gear up with the write-offs, identifying accounts that are no longer collectible and getting those ready to be written off later this year. So that's what's going on in utility.
Any questions for Heather? Attorney Sammons, you're up.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Good. Thank you. Chief Anderson, you're last.
Thank you. The new body cameras came in, it was either Thursday or Friday of last week. It's just going to take some time to get them all set up. So hopefully they'll be in use in the next couple of weeks. Everything for the new weapons is in except for the optics. I'm still waiting on those to come in. I'm going to reach out to Kiesler's and see if they have an exact time on the turnaround. So as soon as those are in, we'll get them put together, get everybody trained and qualified on them, and put them in use.
Don't say it like that.
Now,
Put them to use.
into service, yes.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna put them to use.
I kind of caught that when I said it, and I was hoping nobody else would know it, obviously.
Good questions for Chief. Stace, is there anything insurance-wise we need to know about?
No, Mayor, thank you.
All right. Alita, thank you for organizing everybody to come together and bring this to our attention. Hopefully we can find something that works out best for all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Council?
Make a motion to adjourn.